Hi, I'm Chef Susie with LearnToCook.com. Today I'm going to be making a blueberry and ginger muffin for you for your brunch needs or your breakfast needs. And the ginger in the muffin gives the muffin a little bit of a pop and some different flavor, but feel free to omit the ginger, or you could add another favorite spice such as cinnamon if you like. So we're going to get started by creaming our butter and our brown sugar in our mixer. And our butter, I've diced it up into chunks, large chunks, and it's at room temperature. You always want to have your things at room temperature, your butter and your, we're going to be using some buttermilk too. So knowing that, we're going to put the butter in the mixer, and we're going to add the brown sugar and turn it on. We're going to cream it. And this is light brown sugar, not dark brown sugar. So let's get this started, and then we're going to be adding some molasses and honey for flavor, and the honey is going to add a little bit of moisture to the muffin too. Okay, there we go. It should incorporate in no time. Then I've got some honey, a third of a cup, and a quarter of a cup of molasses measured out. We're going to add that to the sugar and butter mixture just as soon as it's creamed. Now I'm going to add in my honey, and I usually turn the mixer off for something like this. It's a little bit easier. You won't get your cup caught in the blade. And I'm going to put in the honey and mix it up a little bit before I put in the molasses. That'll help it out. And then after I get the molasses in, I'm going to go ahead and scrape it down again. Like I said, that's to incorporate things really well. Okay, let's get it started. Okay, our next ingredient, we're going to add our 3 whole eggs, which I have here, that are also at room temperature. And after we add the eggs, we're going to add the buttermilk and the dry ingredients. So let's go ahead and add the eggs, and we're going to leave the mixer on, and we're just going to add them very slowly, just one at a time, so they'll incorporate nicely and the mix won't separate. Then we're going to go ahead and add our last egg in. And nextly, we're going to be adding our buttermilk and our flour, and we're going to be alternating them. And this is a flour mixture of bread flour and cake flour and baking soda and baking powder. I've got a little salt in here, and our ginger is in here too. So this is our dry ingredients. Okay, and we're going to mix a little bit of the flour and a little bit of the buttermilk, and then a little more flour. And when that's just about mixed in, we're going to mix in a little bit of buttermilk. So we just kind of take turns back and forth. And our batter is now finished. And I chose to use fresh blueberries, and you can easily use frozen blueberries. But keep in mind when you're using frozen blueberries to use them when they're frozen, because if you let them thaw and then you put them in your mixture, you're going to end up, it's going to turn the whole thing blue. And also, if you're using frozen blueberries, when you put them in, it's going to make your mixture really cold, so be ready to scoop it right away into your pans if you're going to use the frozen blueberries. And now I'm going to fold the blueberries in, 12 ounces. And you just kind of want to gently fold these in until they're all incorporated without smashing them. And you want to distribute them evenly so all of the muffins have a good amount of blueberry in them. So we're just going to use a muffin pan, and I like to use papers. You can spray the pans or butter and flour them if you like, but I like to use little paper cups. And then I like to use a disher for scooping my blueberry muffins because I think it's a little neater. You can also use a tablespoon, or you can use a pastry bag too. So let's go ahead and fill up our muffins. And usually I fill them about 3/4 of the way. So let's go ahead and we're gonna put them in the oven for about 35 minutes at 375. Now that our muffins have cooled, we're going to be putting them on a plate so you can serve them for breakfast or your favorite brunch.